welcome, welcome. Just settling in. Let's see where you all are today. Let's see where you are. Let's check your footsteps. Let's check in on the physical. Because when we check in on the physical, we get to see where our mind is at. You see, the physical is always showing us where our mental state is, the balance of our mental state, and the capacity that we allow ourselves to be in the mental body. So let's check in on our footsteps. Let's see where we all are at the speed in which our feet are landing on the earth. So just take a moment here with us to just check in. And wherever you are in the world, and whatever time frame you're in, and whatever you have done in your day, go back briefly to just check in. Now, if you're thinking to yourself that you can't quite remember, or if you're thinking to yourself that you've not thought about and even been present with your feet, then there goes your answer to where you are. You see, because when we are unable to remember, when we are unable to recall the speed at which the body is moving at, then we are moving out of the present. It's a very accurate way to gauge where your mind is, what you're thinking about, and whether you are keeping yourself in the past thought loops of what happened yesterday or the day before, or even thoughts from years ago. It's a good gauge, you see, at seeing whether you are in the future also, projecting into moments where events haven't unfolded. So check in, dear ones. And once you check in here, you can take action. And the action to take is to remind yourself to be conscious as often as you can with all of your bodily movements. And we always start at the feet because that is the first connection of your physical vessel with the earth. So it's a great place to start. And once you've checked in with your feet, then you can slowly move up the body to the movement of your hips, the movements of your legs, the movements of your upper body, even the movements of your stomach. And when you get to the stomach, the relationship here is, of course, your breathing. You can check in with where you are breathing, because we should always be breathing from our stomach. This is where we are able to drive the chi And when we can hold our own energy, the purest form of energy, source energy in our stomach, if we can hold this consciously and in a purity of great rhythm, and when you are here, you are able to see and you will be able to be in your body. And as you come from the stomach, slowly make your way up to the upper body and the movements and how it feels to be in your shoulders and in your back, where so many are carrying emotional weights. Come here and be with the upper part of your body. Notice the movements of your arms in your day. Notice the movements of your hands and your fingers. So many of you are using technological devices, mobile devices, computers. So check in on these limbs, because more often than not, these parts of your bodies are being stressed, and awareness isn't being brought to these parts of your bodies, which means that they then also start holding energy. So, if you can be with these parts of your bodies and you move up to your neck and your throat, move up to your jaw, make your way up to your eyes and your ears, checking in on your entire physical body to notice how you are moving moment by moment. The more you do this and the better you get at this, you will notice very quickly, without much practice, you'll notice very quickly that your mind becomes quite still, and that the things that would bother you and the things that would keep you awake at night, the train of thoughts that may cause irritation from your environment, maybe from your work, your colleagues, relationships, your children, those thoughts no longer hold. The surface layer thoughts will always disperse first and leave you. They will transcend to the light. And the more you can form a consistent practice over time, your body is very intelligent and all the cells are working congruently to release at a time that you and all the cells of your body feel safe in. So, what this means is that the more you do it, the more you are able to release out, transcend out. So it starts from the inside, from the cells and the memory data that you collect along your journey here. And the more you are present with your physical vessel, noticing all the movements that you are making, the more light you will feel, because you will realize that the things that used to bother you no longer bother you. So stay with the movements of your body. It's a great practice to have, and it's a great practice to easily bring into your daily life, into your moment to moment, because this is part of who you are. So if you take your body with you, in essence, you are taking the entirety of yourself with you from moment to moment. And that means you are leaving nothing behind. Now, isn't that lovely? Isn't that a nice feeling to know that you are leaving nothing behind, that you are always remembering everything that you are, everything that you've been and become a part of. So take yourself everywhere that you go, be with yourself everywhere that you go. And if you can do that, nothing else will matter, Because the more you drive this momentum, this energy into the present moments, the more that you become right here, right now, which means all that you have collected, everything that you want, all of your desires will slowly start moving into what we call, and if you have been in our transmissions before, you understand what the central column is. And that's all the moving parts from all of your realities. And that is all that everyone wants to arrive in, to feel that liberation, to feel free. So when you arrive in the central column, which means arriving in the present moment, all that you are, all that you ever will be, when you arrive here, and you only arrive here when you can bring all the moving parts, the past, the timelines, all that you've been, past lives, all of your cycles, when you bring it into this Holy Trinity, you start feeling and knowing and being. And what this means is that nothing is missing. And that is one of the most hardest places for humans to arrive at, to feel that there is nothing missing, because your time here on earth and all the programs, everything that you've been through, have been reflecting that there is something missing. So even as you listen to us and just imagine that nothing is missing, it's almost too much to contain. It's a little bit like when stress and anxiety leaves someone's life. It is so alien, it is so unknown, which is where the gold is. But when you become so used to something for such a long period of time, even that which caused discomfort, when it leaves, can drive you to call it back. Because so many of you have made the uncomfortable comfortable. If there's anything to take away from this transmission today, is to remember that so many of you have made the uncomfortable comfortable. And that's why it is challenging to feel that there is nothing missing, which is the truth. There is nothing missing. You have everything that you ever need. It is all with you. It always has been. But your experiences and your interactions along your journey, not only in this lifetime, but many and multiple other lifetimes, have shown you missing, missing, missing. So you come collecting, you come foraging, trying to find. But the truth is, there's nothing to find. It is all here in the present moment. And when you can feel the vibration of that energy moving through you, the divinity of stillness, where you no longer have to run around or chase. It's a place that can cause deep catharsis when you even feel an ounce of it, a drop of it. A little bit like when a raindrop falls into the ocean, the very first raindrop falling in, and the ocean takes that breath, the enormity of that raindrop, causing those ripples throughout the entire ocean, ripples upon ripples. And that's what you will feel That's why you must access this place one raindrop at a time, so that it doesn't cause a storm. And when you do this in stillness, and when you make a commitment to arrive here, and when you let your spirit know and your heart know that this is what I will commit myself to arriving here, you will feel the enormity of what the ocean feels, and we thank you all for being here. Thank you. Thank you.